Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order, the Bath Planning Commission. It's June the 9th, and it's a couple of minutes after 6. Can I get approval of the agenda?
I have a question about the agenda.
Okay, go ahead.
So when we look at the minutes from last time, we said to put an agenda item on this meeting agenda. I'm not sure it's there, that was
That was the sewers.
the
About
sewer.
the sewer?
Yes, so do we want to put it on this agenda, or do we not want to put it on the agenda?
That's up to you. I'm certainly willing to add items to the agenda. That's always my position.
Well, so I think you're the one that you and Ray brought it up in terms
Yes,
of
we did.
concerns about the tap-in fees for the
Correct, we
sewer,
did.
right?
And-
And there was a question about how do we communicate, the importance of that to the board? And so I think when that discussion came, if we had an item that we had voted on during this meeting, then something official would be in the record as well as being forwarded to the
That is correct.
township board for.
I also managed to make some phone calls during that interim period, and we have at least support from 4 members of the township board to reevaluate sewer fees.
Do you need time to put something together before we take it to
But we
them?
would have to put together, Ray and I have a lot of information, but we haven't collected it in a manner that would be presentable to the board.
Yeah,
So we would have to have time on the back,
So you're not prepared for today's meeting?
I'm sorry.
I'm messing with you. So we'll postpone it until,
No, it's okay if you wanna put it on the agenda, but I'm just saying, it looks like there is support on the board to reevaluate the sewer tap fees.
so there's no need to act
If that's-
officially as part of this commission?
I don't think it would be necessary, but if
Okay.
you choose to, that's up to you.
It's not, I was
It's the
doing
board
this in
of-
service of your interests.
Well, I know, but I'm just the chair of the meeting, I'm not, I'm
I am
only
the
the
most
spokes.
powerful person in the room.
No, only if you tell me, that's what you want me to do.
You set the agenda.
But you're welcome to add to it or delete it at any time.
I can't do it.
I've never
I could
refused
suggest it.
anyone that wants to have a modification of the agenda.
Do you wanna have some discussion before you bring it back to, you know?
I move to approve the agenda as printed.
Second.
Thank you. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, let's move on. What have we got about the minutes?
I move their approval as written.
Support.
Discussion?
Sure.
Yes, the, bottom of page 2, Chair Baker, I'm not Chair Baker.
Vice Chair Baker got it.
And it's not, I didn't say that, I think it was Chair Wright that said that.
So it should be Chair Wright, not,
Chair Baker.
okay. Noted.
Anything else, George?
Not that I've seen.
Okay.
Thank you.
So does the motion and second still stand
With amendments?
with the agenda? Yes. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, we'll move on. Communication, Miles, you got anything you'd like to share with us?
No, just that, I don't want people to think that something was said and then we didn't put it on the agenda, I mean, the chair talked about it, and based on our discussion, as I remember, you guys were just sorting out some items, and we're gonna bring it back when we're ready.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just wanna make sure I was clear too, cause I
yeah,
don't wanna
me too. That's very
mess
important.
anything up on you guys' end. Other than that, we haven't received any communications at this time.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the old business, the Gifford and Webster Comprehensive Plan.
I'll kick it off real quick, I know that people have already come to me with several edits, so it sounds like there's a number of them. As always, we could go through this line by line and spend a lot of time, willing to do whatever you guys wanna do, but it's always helpful for me and the consultants if we just get markup copies. We can consolidate those and then we have in writing what people wanna change, just so we're making sure we're hitting all the edits.
Question about that, is this, I know this is in PDF form, do you have a Word version?
I don't at this point,
Okay.
but I can get one.
I'm just saying, because we can do the edits and comments in Word, that might be a little bit more helpful.
Yeah, I love that suggestion. I will request them all a Word version and I will blind copy, send it out to the entire commission.
Great, thank you.
So can an Apple computer with their program deal with Word?
Yeah, if you have Word, you can have Word downloaded on Apple. If you
Oh, can
don't
you?
have Word downloaded though, a good workaround is always to just grab that Word doc and just bring it into Google Docs, and then you can edit and then send it back.
Yeah, Google Docs. I have to learn how to use Google Docs.
It works the same, I can show you, you can come in, I can show you, we can Zoom, I can show you, I can come to your house and show you. It's very easy to use, it's intuitive. But if you have an Apple computer and you have Microsoft Suites installed, you can have Word on your Apple. If you don't have Microsoft Suite installed, then you can't use Word. They have a memo attached to consultants. It sounds like, without going into the details, like there's a number of sentences people didn't like how it was phrased. I agree, Charlie agrees, some of them are very odd in their phrasing. There's some edits about formatting. Edits are all over the place. At a high level, I guess the thing that would be good to talk about this meeting, obviously we're looking for edits and spelling errors and stuff like that, get us that information, but just the organization of the document, the flow of the document, is there any good feedback there? Images we particularly don't like, images you think would be good and we miss. I know trustee Hagerman had talked about doing a call for images to the community. I think in that leadership meeting, we put that to Karen. I mean, you were there, I was there,
Yeah.
it wasn't received super well, but like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a decent idea. I do think we got some good takes in here, but I don't know if we're fully showing, I know like with the last go around, when I first got here, we were trying to like emphasize diversity within the community. And so like, I don't think these pics did a great job there. One pointed note with pics that were hard, especially like the events we did, because we did an event at a Halloween event, and we did one at a orchard. We got a lot of good pics, a lot of them had kids in the background. Can't use pictures with kids, so that made it hard.
Why not?
There's like all these weird laws about,
Yeah.
well, they're not weird, they're for children's safety, but there's laws on the books about municipal governments using images of children.
Yep,
Privacy concerns,
Yeah.
consent concerns, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
yep,
We got around that when I worked at Genesee County Parks, by everyone that came to the event, they had to sign in, and by signing in, they were disclosing that we were able to use a photo. We don't do that here, so I don't know. Any thoughts though on flow or organization, generally speaking? I mean, I only took a quick look when we got this late on Thursday, and I took a quick look before this meeting. There's definitely some header issues that could help the document read better, but in terms of the organization of like section 1, section 2, section 3, I don't need it.
I have a comment, not about what you've requested, but I'll just
Okay.
make the one comment.
Whatever you guys got.
So, throughout the documents, the reading level of the language, I think, is too high for the audience. I think that should be considered. And there are many areas where the sentence structure, I mean, they're just plain on run-on sentences that are difficult to read.
It's like legally.
Well, no, it's not even, legally is structured well, but painful. This is just poorly constructed.
Okay. Yeah, and I think like when we get that Word version too, like even, you don't have to go through every example of that, but like calling out an example of that could, I think could be useful.
Yeah.
I noted in someplace they have the entire section shaded.
Oh, like
Like a
this,
break-
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But they're not consistent. Because there's one, what was this, I found one. Oh, on page 30. It said, should the left column be shaded the same as the right column on page 29? Because I think it's a continuation of 29.
Oh, like, yeah, they're still on the same topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Or like at least shaded down to where they bridge the next topic of like mixed use development.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, fair.
So the image on page 8 shows an image of a child.
Okay. That's good for holding lawsuits.
We'll just
Also,
move the sealed left a little bit.
Well, like in these children on page 11,
Oh, I
we
see.
would get by there because it's not showing a face. The face is the critical piece.
Also on page 8, the caption is in the photo instead of below the photo, like all the rest of.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I thought on page 8, the reason he did that, because I had a comment last time about getting rid of the old restaurant, because the name's different now,
Oh, yeah.
putting that where they did
No,
it
I'm not
cover.
talking about the blue
Yeah,
circle,
down
I'm
the
talking about the
Bath
lower
Fest.
right corner.
Oh, the little Bath Fest out
The
there.
actual caption of the photo
Oh, I see, yeah.
is in it as opposed to, it should probably just be slid down below
Yeah,
it.
if anything, we can make that goal 1, I
Yeah.
think that could be deleted, but the goal 1 maybe even get a little bit bigger and get that child's face out of the photo.
Yeah, well, and the kids off behind the
Yeah,
bathtub
over
on the
here
right.
Yeah, I think they could even
That's
just
easy.
blur
Oh, yeah.
a little.
Yeah,
Yeah, just blur a little.
and it could also maybe say like Bath Fest 2025 or August 2025.
Bathtub race to add
Yeah.
clarity to the context.
Okay,
Yep.
Yes,
that's all helpful.
we're stuck in the 1800s.
I know,
I could also say Bath Fire Department trouncing the police department in 2025 bathtub race.
I don't mind, yeah, keep it fun. The fire department would probably appreciate that.
Well, it would add some humor that I think people who know.
This photo was from a community member, the sunset over Park Lake, so
Yeah.
I like that one, I like the paddleboarding.
that was from a community member as well.
Oh, yeah.
It was pointed out on page 18, and I'm not sure why they've done this type of stuff in the past, and maybe it's just like a rush job to like get the content in there, and then they work on clean up later. But this is clearly like a photo scan and a not good one.
Yeah.
This information can be retrieved easily digitally, so I don't know why we're using scans.
What photo is this on page 12? Is this
Go in there.
Bath Township?
No, some of them are stock photos without being
Okay.
there yet, so it could be a
Okay.
stock.
So we could easily
Oh,
replace
well,
that with.
that is actually just south of the township. That is a park that connects into the Lansing Trail Network.
Okay,
that runs
'cause I
along
was like-
Chandler.
I don't really remember a river.
It's just it's not, it's a pond.
Township.
I forget where that park's at, but, it's just south of the township. It's in Lansing proper. And you can
Okay.
bike to it from Bath Township without leaving the trail network.
Yeah, Lansing, Meridian Township.
It would be, I think it's Lansing proper. But that, or it's East Lansing proper, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But you know that trail network that goes, it's in the township for a quick second on Chandler. You can get a lot of places without ever kind of touching the street from that network,
Right.
which is nice.
But, I mean, I feel like there are a lot of opportunities for pictures of the environment in Bath Township.
Definitely, I'll put a drone up in the air on Rose Lake Park and
Yeah.
we'll get a drone pic.
You know, I guess there is a water that flows through, I think Vermilion Creek maybe, that does flow
Or
through.
we could even go up and get the lake glass. I mean, there's a boat launch. It's technically not in Bath Township,
Yeah.
but it's 30-second drive from our border.
Are
Right.
you talking about Babcock Landing?
I
Yeah.
think so. Is that what it's called? It's the one
Yeah.
on Round Lake?
Yeah.
I have a question on page 19. I don't know the answer to it.
Okay.
Second sentence says Chandler Road is the only direct road connection to a rebuilt, this road is scheduled to include sidewalks. Is that true?
No, that is true.
Well,
There
read-
will be a small, so.
Would you
originally-
repeat that? Would you repeat that, please?
Yeah, it says Chandler, it says a rebuilt of this road is scheduled to include sidewalks.
Oh, okay.
And I know it's gonna include widened shoulders, so we should add that in here. It's not gonna have sidewalks the whole way.
Not the whole way. Widened
So-
shoulders, I think, would probably be more accurate. There will be a small section of sidewalks added in. I thought we communicated this, but remember originally, we didn't get enough money. The non-motorized elements were
Right.
ripped right out. But then, the Tri-County had non-motorized money and the township got awarded, I wanna say, don't quote me on these numbers, but like 250,000 for Park Lake in 2027 and 250,000 for Chandler in 2028. So there will be non-motorized elements added, but it will be after the main project is concluded.
I think we ought to put in there, widen sidewalks, so people don't get the idea that it's gonna channel roads. They're not widen, yeah, widen shoulders.
Yeah.
So people don't get the idea that it's channel roads gonna have sidewalks the whole way, 'cause it's
Totally
not,
fair.
it's not.
It should. On
All it
page-
takes is money.
Isn't that what millages are for? Page 17, the GIS map. The labeling is a little bit odd. There's the Bath Village area that's highlighted, but that's inclusive of the Webster corridor, so it extends, it appears as if that whole block
Oh,
is
yeah.
considered Bath Village.
Yeah, where would you in the Bath Village area? I don't disagree that it's going too far south, but what, Clark Road?
Clark, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
at least by
Okay.
Clark, yeah,
Okay.
shouldn't get that, yeah,
It's between, Slate and Clark, there's a series of streets.
yeah,
Yeah, I just wanna make sure we're talking, I would assume that too, but I don't wanna assume things.
yeah.
Okay, it's a good
And-
point.
And on page 18, I think the printer must have just quit or something.
No, I think that, because we didn't print anything, I think that was a scan of a print.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why we're scanning that, because we have, this is our zoning map, this can be found
Yeah.
digitally, like they have GIS. I don't-
Yeah.
Just export as a PDF. And then combine file. So I don't know what's going on there, the only thing I can think of is they were like quickly trying to get that sheet in there, just so you guys like had the content.
On page 20, the map,
Okay?
there's an area that shows in, what's your subdivision?
Meadowbrook.
In Meadowbrook. It makes it look like that is a East Lansing 425 area, which is not. It's just different zoning. But that
Oh,
would-
yeah, it's
that
just
would-
the lake, the lake is grade. They have like a larger retention pond
it
in
look-
there.
Because of the numbers, lot lines in there, it makes that whole area look like it's grade to me.
Yeah, well, it's making all of the, so you can even see on my cursor here, what, I forget the name of that pond up there, but even that's looking like it's East Lansing 425, because they've got but that's good, that's just the
Yeah,
color
yeah.
coloration.
Now, is there a part there where it shows blue down into Meridian Township? Is that,
Yeah, that is a weird part. Yeah, so those lots, I've always wondered about that, actually, when I got here. Those lots extend down into Meridian Township. We technically do not control the zoning. I'll just show you something a little bit funny.
So why do they have 425 East Lansing as a key in that map when it doesn't show any of that?
It's fair.
yeah, the same thing there, and the next map, there's another map just like it. Oh, on page
It
22.
really, I think it should just be labeled like MDOT property, isn't that what all the
That's what all
gray
that gray
is?
is. There-
So I think it's the right color, but just the wrong label.
Yeah, so,
The lake is
real quick,
actually.
if you look at those properties here and why they're extending up below the line, it's because they touch Bass, so technically the Bass portion of these lots are under our zoning control, but you can see this house even has a basketball court, which we wouldn't typically allow in this neighborhood, but we didn't have zoning
Right,
control.
that's actually in the
It's in your common area.
common
Yeah,
area.
but again, this is outside of our control.
That whole area was designated common, you can't really get to it.
It's a weird little area
Yeah.
in Bath Township.
People
Or
walk
not.
between houses.
I guess the other comment, on I-69, they got that showing as gray. Is there another color we can pick for I-69? Because I-69 is the same color as 425. The
That's
425
why
would be,
I think the main move would just be take 425 out of the legend and replace the words 425 with MDOT owned properties. And then also add a layer to this map for water. And put that as like sky blue.
is there a map?
I think that would be the cleanest way to clean up the confusion.
Do we
Or
need
could we
to?
just crop this smaller? I mean, do we need the lake
Or
in
you're gonna have
the
some
map?
MDOT in there just because of the corridor.
But I'm talking about just that bottom inch. Do we need that in that
For
graphic?
the lake.
No,
Can we just crop it out?
yeah.
I think it would alleviate some of the confusion.
Yeah,
Why would we color the lakes differently from what
Yeah.
it's the zoning district?
In my experience, typically water is represented on the map, but, and then you could just grade it out, but you
Just
don't
make it
want
the same color as the zoning.
yeah.
You could do that, I don't, yeah, that's fine.
Little waves or something.
That's how it is on the future draft.
It's just like when you're in ArcGIS and you're picking, this is like, I mean, you know, you're in the attribute table, it shows you all the parcels. You select these parcels and you put D development. What's not gonna get selected is the body of water, because that's showing up in a different attribute table as a null. So then you would have to go into that body of water's attribute table and then select, it's just more work.
And
So,
then
people
on
usually
page
grade out.
20, they've got in the upper corner, like the zoomed out map, and then the zoomed in section, but the lines don't really show what section is being zoomed in. Like normally you'd have like a box
Yeah, you have to
around
go to this-
this section that you're zooming in to.
Good call.
I don't even know if you, I mean, I guess, yeah, and I know we had asked them to put like the satellite map and then the zoning map next to each other in the same scale, and so it appears they've done that here, which is good. But I think they could crop out Meridian Township in both of those maps, I don't think we need
Yeah.
it on either one.
I agree,
Better cropping.
yeah. One comment on all these maps we're just looking at, they need to label these as existing zoning. They're not labeled anything.
Yeah, you're like, what is this map?
Yeah.
Okay. These are fair points, and that stuff too, like, that's always good feedback for me, and I make that mistake comment too, where I'm just like, well, everyone would know this is a zoning map, that's like, well, they don't, you know?
Yeah, is that current one or
That's
the
current,
future one?
that's current zoning.
I know
You're-
it is.
No, you're totally right, like, you should label it, like, people don't know, it's confusing.
It is, yeah, can be.
Yep, looks like a zoning map to me.
Okay. On page 24, they start talking about the DDA, which doesn't exist anymore, and they
The
start talking.
district does.
Well,
Does, where?
We were explicit about making sure the district remains, but not the entity.
okay, but we can't use it for anything right now, right?
We could zone around it.
I guess my question was, can the DDA be reestablished, or do we wanna do that? Or is a BID or a PSD or a CIA better? I mean, they talk about 3 other options in that thing. And they give examples of other cities that have one of those. But I guess the question is, if we wanna develop, and they do talk about this a little bit, the village area, there needs to be some incentive to have people develop down there. And what's the best mechanism for doing that? Is it the DDA, or is it one of these improvement districts, or is it something else?
Well, I think how we landed at, and again, I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think how we landed on like this page having the content it was originally, if you guys remember, they brought a more heavy examples of a DDA, and then it was communicated to them like, oh, well, this municipality kind of walked away from the DDA idea, however, we like these other ideas, so could we get more examples of those? And so that they've kind of
Yeah.
focused in on these examples.
Sorry, I don't understand.
But I think what you're asking right now is like, what are people's incentives to buy into this idea, and maybe expand there.
And I guess some people are gonna ask, well, why did DDA go away? Now, the people who know about that, know, but other people are gonna say, well, DDA, I'm familiar with DDA someplace else, why don't you have one
Yeah,
here?
It's hard for a consultant to like weigh into the history of why municipalities do things, cause I'm not even like fully clear on why we do what we do.
I am.
But I think like the
Maybe
words
we
like
need to have a separate meeting, just talk about that.
But we can
messy
always
local-
reestablish it.
I think like messy local drama is like
Yeah.
not a good header.
No,
No,
But it's so realistic.
yeah.
The use of the word catalytic in the middle of that sentence,
What sentence?
the DDA one on page 24, the bottom paragraph.
Okay.
The DDAs may use TIF funds for infrastructure improvement catalytic.
catalyze.
Didn't you
Historic.
comment on that
Oh,
before?
catalytic, yeah.
maybe.
Still didn't put it, so they get rid of it?
I mean, I think I understand what they're trying to say, but I'm not sure that that really says it.
No, it sure doesn't.
On the next page, they give examples of where these things exist. What I want to know is, where's the CIA district in DeWitt Township? Let me go look at it, see what, it doesn't say where that is.
It's page 24. The last word of that paragraph starts a new sentence that says these.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you flip to page 25,
Yeah,
There's nothing.
there's
The remainder of the
nothing.
sentence is on page 26, so they just flip-flop the pages, 25 and 26.
Okay, well,
Okay.
that should be fixed.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay, that's what this,
Well, that's interesting. I didn't notice that.
I noticed the word these, I had a question about that 26, and we couldn't figure out where it goes.
We have two orphans, bring them together.
Yeah,
And maybe they just enlarged that image on the Main Street image, and it like pushed the sentence down, and then, I don't know, like went to a different text box.
Yeah.
These are all good formatting things, though, Ray, prior to the meeting, I believe you had some good comments about, like, they put the names of where places were on all the images, and I see Bath Main Street here, but you're talking about maybe put a box around all of these, so you can symbolize like all three of them, or maybe they like grade it out behind it, so they can tell they're all together.
So, all right, I have a comment about each of those blowout boxes, or the pairings where it's like a tiny image and then why are they satellite images as opposed to a more clearly readable, like, street image? Because isn't the pertinent information there the location, helping people identify the location, not necessarily that it's the
Yeah.
greenery of it all?
Yeah, no, that's a good point, it's a fair point. Yeah, cause I agree. I don't know, I'll have to ask him, like, maybe there's some rationale there, but I agree that like location's probably what's most important, so like a street-based map is probably a better map.
Right.
And again, that's not a difficult change. And they could come back and say like, oh, no, actually, there's like this total valid reason, I just don't know what it is. Dollar General has solar panels, I learned that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah,
that violation
they're
of their special use permit?
Well, yeah, I guess they have, so it wasn't approved as a part of their site plan.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they have overgrown weeds all along the property, and then they're not covering their cardboard storage outside. And so all that's supposed to be screened, and they have never done that. So they're not in violation of a bunch of different things, including bushes that are dying or decayed. And they have overgrowth of other bushes that are growing into the handrail along the sidewalk from the road to the structure.
I don't wanna talk too much about it, but we have now sent 2 letters to Dollar General Corporate, certified now, so we agree.
Just find them.
Well, I think that's the point we're getting at. I've also been berated on Facebook personally over Dollar General, so it's a difficult situation.
Berating you?
Like my first name, last name, image, location, or harassing them,
doxed you.
so. I feel, I agree, I don't disagree, we're doing what we can, but we're going to move forward professionally and do our jobs.
We talked about this before the meeting, but page 4, in the section on demographics and key takeaways, the last sentence adds up to 104%. Can we ask the consultants to make sure that their reporting of the data adds up to 100%?
Fair point.
Basic
It
math
calls into
skills.
questions all their other numbers, yeah, I agree. again, a lot of what's said tonight, I mean, if you guys have time, and again, I don't wanna put anything on you guys, cause it's definitely not your job, but, you know, I want everyone to get the plan they want, so when we do send out that word copy, you know, it's always helpful to mark it up and get it back to us, just to make sure we don't miss anything.
Question on the photos on page 21. I got a question on one of the photos. I think I know what it is, but I don't know if it's completed. The top left photo, that's the top of Myers gas station, I think.
It is. That's Taco Bell to the right.
Yeah, you don't like that?
I was just thinking, that the top, people are gonna say, what, is that a swimming pool, or what is
It
that?
looks kinda rusty, yeah, in fact, I would pick a different picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
just,
don't know why these drone photos too are coming out, like, they need to be bright. Like, they look kinda darkened.
I think that percent statement is legit. I think it's saying over 74% of respondents are aged 45 or older, with the largest single group within that 74% being the 75 to 84 age range, which was 20%. Is what I think it's saying. So I don't think the statement is intended for those percentages to be added up to get 100 as the total representation of the survey.
One of those percentages or more, that's beyond rounding error, right? So, what page is that again?
It was on page 4.
Page 4.
And again, I mean, I can clarify that too,
Yeah.
say, okay, what was the intent?
So over
I think
74%,
that the
right?
20% is counted in both numbers.
Okay.
I mean, that may be true, but like, if we're confused,
Oh, I
like,
see,
is there
30.
just a better way to say
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We, again, like earlier this week had the same problem with the fire department grant we were filling out where we had some numbers that weren't equaling 100, but it was for a similar reason of like some numbers were double counting because of the way it was worded. But we just avoided all confusion by just rewording it better.
Right, or this might be a good spot to break up all this text with a little bar graph
Yeah.
of the respondents in their age groups.
Yeah, just like reference the
Yeah,
graph.
and then you can just see it all.
Yeah. I was wondering too, on the demographics, how accurate a survey that ended up
Yeah.
being, because it says here that more representation from denser areas of the community, including Bath Village and the area in the southwest portion of the township. Well, the southwest portion of the township is primarily people 75 to 84. So are we getting skewed results there, or what?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
No, can't be skewed.
Well, I mean, that's the area where I live, and I'm thinking,
I see, I would
I sent
almost
an email out to
think
those people
the
saying the survey's coming
southwest
through,
is
so I
all
have
the
an idea
student
that
housing,
they
and
responded.
I would,
Yeah, but they're not taking the survey.
Right.
Yeah. If they were taking the survey by far, they would skew the area.
right.
I mean, you look at every election, yeah, that precinct definitely can outweigh other precincts.
Should have taken a stratified random sample.
Surveying is just one of those things where I really think you get hourly put into, and unfortunately for like local municipalities, it's just like a heavy lift.
But what's consistent is the number of people who reply to these type of whole community surveys and the demographics are almost identical. It's always like upper, close to 200, old people, mostly white, golf course livers,
They have time for surveys.
and then seniors, like from the senior
Oh,
center.
yeah.
They have the leisure time, yeah. Well, and the people in the senior center too are like pretty plugged in, so. Yeah, you know, direct democracy, pros and cons.
On page 40, just a specific comment I'd like to make on
Okay.
page 40. That's where they're talking about environmental stuff. I can talk about storm drainage, but. The last paragraph on the left column, landscaping can be used to diminish negative effects of stormwater, rain gardens, green roofs, bioswales. We ought to add trees to that. Page 40?
40,
Oh, 40.
I thought you said 40.
We did too.
40.
I'm going.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, where are we at?
The last paragraph on the left column,
Okay,
second sentence.
yep, rain gardens, green roofs, bioswales can also be integrated into a site's design.
I think we should add trees to that list.
Alright, clear.
Another place to add trees, I think, is where they talk about complete streets. They got this really nice picture of what complete street is. It shows pictures of trees,
Yeah, I like that website.
but they didn't label them as being part of complete streets, and they are.
Valid point, so talk about the trees on page 34. I don't know if you guys have ever used
Yep,
this
it's
tool,
true.
it's pretty cool.
Yep. Oh, that, yeah, I've seen that.
If you just Google like complete streets builder, it'll like you can play around with these streets and design
Yeah.
a kind of cross section. Just nerdy planner, so.
What I don't like about that picture, they show two-way bicycle traffic on one side. Right next to the cars.
Yeah. Alright, any other feedback? We have a lot, I mean, obviously, we're going through rapid fire, a lot of stuff here.
Page 40, there's a section on electric vehicle charging
Yeah.
that has absolutely nothing to do with feedback provided by the community or anything related to Bath Township. It's like a boilerplate section from Wikipedia.
Okay. You don't want it in the plan?
Yeah, where does it come from?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I'm not disagreeing, I'm just,
and didn't all the incentives go away from electric vehicles?
currently.
Is it gonna help with any grant writing?
If the incentives come back, it could, but I mean, under the Trump administration, I don't find that likely. However, I find it likely that a party switch is coming 2.5 years from now, and those incentives could be back.
So, I mean, if there was a section within this that said, there are currently 2 locations in Bath Township that offer commercial electric vehicle charging.
It'd be more specific to us,
Yeah.
fair.
Be more relevant.
Yeah.
Also, the broadband paragraph doesn't make sense. Broadband is not universally available in the township, are not served by broadband providers, and some areas may only have access to cellular or satellite broadband.
I mean, it's
Yeah, that
3
first-
statements saying the same thing.
And this doesn't even make sense as a sentence, so I'm
Okay.
not sure.
You're
So
right.
circle and question mark.
Happened.
reword.
Yep. So the Bath Myers does not have electrical charging stations?
I don't believe so. The one, Jason, how many know, there's that one on Upton at the repair shop. I know that one. Where's the other?
There's one across from, the trailer park over there. There's a little electric,
Yeah, on Upton it-
service company.
That's what he's talking
The
about.
electric.
Is that the same thing you're talking about? Oh, I thought you were,
What's the second one?
oh, no, I thought you were referring to like A&D or something like that.
No, that's the only one I know about, and then I know, as a part of the discussion with the new gas station, they have it reserved for future development because of grants and all the factors and timelines and, approvals. But the long-term goal is to get 2 charging stations at that gas station.
Thought Meyer had it on the garden center side.
Myers has one,
I don't
East
think
Lansing
so.
has them.
I don't think so, but like, I don't know, maybe I've just not noticed it. Yeah, cause the biggest charging station obviously around us is Eastwood.
Going back to the broadband, I mean, the township has broadband survey results of the community. And I mean, perhaps they could draw in, X% of residents reported dissatisfaction or satisfaction with their broadband.
Send consultants broadband results. You know that, but
Yeah, I
don't
feel like
know
it's
if I've-
outdated at this point though, because they've gone through and put in fiber all over the place in the last year.
I mean, most of
Is
them.
any of that connected?
Yeah.
They've got big
I could
schools
get
in
it
the
at
middle
my
of the road
house.
and, is it actual?
I could get it at my house now, yeah. I don't want it.
I don't want it either.
But I
They've just
could
left
get
a
it.
giant
It-
mess and they've
it-
got some giant spools, the wires are close to the
Aren't you
ground.
at the
Yeah.
end of the line? Close to
Just
it?
about,
Yeah,
but,
I didn't realize it was up that far north.
I think that's where they stopped right now. Are they continuing?
but it was just going down Upton Road last month. So I know they're still
All the way-
working on
all
it,
the way
so
to
I
court.
feel like that data would be outdated.
But maybe they
At
could
least in terms of what
reference,
service options are,
they could reference the sentiment.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Maybe if we could let them know, like, I'll send it to them, I'll let them know, like, hey, the location, anything related to that, like, don't reference, but like, general sentiments, I
Right,
think are probably.
but there are still going to be areas of the township that don't have broadband
Yeah,
fiber access.
and they're on cell phone bandwidth and Starlink, yeah,
yeah.
Or DSL.
couldn't be me. Alright, any other thoughts? This is all extremely helpful. Alright, Sheriff, we don't have any other thoughts, and from the staff side, we're good.
So this is more high-level commentary, not so much on this document, but at the beginning of the document, there's a discussion about what the community wants in terms of development. And that is clearly along the lines of preserving the rural character, limiting development, and I think the statement is preserving the bedroom community nature of,
It's a hard thing, yeah.
well, I guess the thing that I wonder about is if we start with that introduction about, here's what residents want, and then we go to our action items, our goals and objectives, and it's all about growth and economic development. There's a disconnect there between what we're doing as a body and what the community wants.
Well, hopefully there'll be an action item, we'll build in like the whole part about building out literally new districts with the aim of preserving and preventing
The-
sprawl.
2 agricultural districts.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also like, just for note, and I don't disagree, like that needs to be front and center as well, because it's like, that's the needle we're trying to thread, is economic development with preserving heritage. Like, that's the needle we've always been trying to thread, so both
Yep.
things need to be mentioned.
So, and then in terms of housing specifically, they make a statement about, it was a strong statement about community does not want subsidized housing. And,
Yeah, it's never good to say that.
but then elsewhere, it's about a diversified housing stock. And so, I think because of some of the grant funds that were used to pay for this, I think we need to be far more careful with how we discuss housing. Now,
100% agree, like, I don't know where that is, that needs to be strict.
it's in the introduction.
Okay. Definite statements are bad though too, because like this plan is a 20-year plan, like every board might have, every 4 years, it may be wildly different opinions.
Well, that's true.
But at the same time, I mean, legitimately, public feedback is people want rural acreage and a ranch house.
Everyone wants 2 acres and a ranch, yeah.
Or more,
That
And a
is,
pole barn.
that is the housing dilemma we are in.
yeah.
Millennials want that, baby boomers want that, that's what everyone's competing for, that's what's bidding the highest. But, you know, I think you have to put in the part about diversity of housing stock, because then it's like back to the real world and marketplace, definite statements, I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad you pointed out, that was my one caveat I wanted to go to, we have to always also keep the goal in mind of like how this is being funded and what the grant is, and that's the, and at least at the very basic level, analyze housing goals. So we have to be speaking to that. Or Mitch is gonna be mad at us.
What page is that on? Do you have a specific?
Page, it's gonna be like page 4 or 5.
Okay, I'm on 2.
No. We'll work with them, yeah. We might have to use.
Township character.
It's page 5, I think, housing. Maybe housing development.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Alright, we'll find it either way.
Housing development at the Hawk Hollow Golf Course is often recognized as an exemplary place to live in the township,
Hey, get a call out.
based on survey data of residents of Hawk Hollow.
So taking the surveys and boring, you get yourself a call out. I mean, it is a nice place, don't get me wrong. So, safe.
There's no sidewalks there,
It's
so.
expensive. Well, they keep demanding that they want to walk on the road.
And it's definitely not affordable housing for most people.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Depends
Where
on
is
how
there
you-
affordable housing for most
No,
people?
that's a good question.
Depends on how you wanna define affordable.
At 5 times annual salary.
No, it says
That'd be
here,
since-
affordable with incomes between 80 to 120% of the area median income, whatever that means. That's on page 42. As defined by the Urban Land Institute.
Might be useful to put what the area median income is in this area.
What is it? It's like,
I wanna say it's probably around like 70. That's a
so.
little bit
And what is
higher
it,
than
one-
area median.
100 to 120%?
Yeah.
80 to 120%?
Yeah, so. if
There are
you're-
no houses.
No, you can't find anything with that. Nope. Speaking of
They're
page
not gonna
42,
build
is
any.
that picture, it's not Bath Township,
That
is
is
it?
Bath Township.
Is it? Where?
That is the Meadows.
Oh, okay. What's confusing about it is that big blue thing makes it look like this street dead end into a lake.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does,
we got some cool neighborhoods in Bath. Okay, any other thoughts before we move on? If the chair wants to move on, up to you guys.
Well, I think everybody should mark this up to the best of their ability and get it to Miles. What kind of a date do you need, Miles? to be able to-
I mean, the sooner the better, so our next, we'll talk about it more later in the meeting, but the second meeting this month will be an open house meeting.
Right,
So there will be elements of the plan in play there, but it won't largely be just the whole plan in its text. So we got about a month before we'll have this back in front of you, but, so give us at least a week or two to spin it around, so I would say, if you guys get us comments back in the next 2 weeks, that'd be helpful. I'll give you 2 weekends to kind of take a look.
Earlier we talked about how we're gonna show MDOT property and stuff.
Yeah,
On the future land use map, I like that a lot better.
yep,
They show the road is gray, all the MDOT properties is a crosshatched.
Crosshatch.
You can tell that's
Okay.
MDOT property, I think that's a better way to show that.
what page?
what page
That's
you
page
on, Ray?
48.
48?
So we talked about the road, all the highways and stuff, Good lights for the daylight.
Here's the future land use map. Red roads and,
So is this what, oh, red road? Which page is that?
this is the draft future. No, this is the addendum item.
Oh, okay.
Table
But it's
there.
not hashed.
But it's not, no, so every map is different in terms of color
Yeah.
coding.
I think they did build that map on, this is their GIS person on 48, so. That's what I'm saying, it's kinda random, cause there's some good GIS work in here, and then there's like some scans of stuff, which I'm not sure why, so.
Were you gonna change images on page 44? I think Kate might have brought them up before.
Those are just stock, I think those do a good job of representing what they're trying to talk
Okay.
about. If we have some better local examples, like we're open to it.
Will White's house. On Main Street.
Okay.
White one?
Well, it would be a the corner lot triplex. But it looks like one of those. He'd be amenable to contributing to the township.
Okay. Alright, any other thoughts?
Let's try and mark these up as much as we can and as specifically as we can and get it back to Miles before the next meeting. I don't think that's undoable, how to line to ask. It's part of our job.
I don't want you guys to feel like any help's appreciated. I don't want to like put people out, you guys have lives and schedules too, so don't like cancel your vacation and mark this up. But any help is appreciated.
Miles, do you wanna move on to the future land use draft?
That'd be great. Just making sure I'm putting reminders on things, and then we'll go back to the document here. Alright, okay, so, we scroll on down. Alright, so we included in our packet kind of what our comments were from the last meeting, Ash and myself were kind of writing on this. And then from those comments, we produced this map. We're just trying to see if we're hitting the mark with you guys. This hasn't been provided to the consultants yet, but at the conclusion of tonight's meeting, if we hit the mark, then we will put these together in a shape file, and that's the file type that GIS is, and we'll send it to the consultants. So we marked up, just to go over some of the edits I can remember off the top of my head, this was mislabeled as high density residential, we made that orange, this is that long parcel that's kinda in the medium. We made these high density residential, Mead Creek high density residential, and this high density residential, cause again, this is 20-year plan, so like, the thought process was in the next 20 years, are these gonna not be high density residential? I think they had them marked as, medium, and we were like, okay, well, that will, create a bunch of legal nonconformity mess.
Yep.
We moved to make the rural agricultural district north of Ferguson, and then it's kind of sprinkled in throughout kind of these DNR parcels as well. We did see that there's like a road labeling issue here, you really have to zoom in to see it, but we'll get them to clean that up, and then I think if I go back to the plan real quick, you can see on their future land use map, they have some, private open space. Do we wanna keep those private open space, or do we want those to be? Cause like, when we send it back to them, we'll have to instruct them, like, do we want them to put that layer on top, or do we wanna keep those buried and just keep it rural ag?
So what's the difference between an airfield and a farm field? Both are private, both are open space.
According to this.
It's just different uses, right?
Yeah. Do we care, do we not care, does it matter?
I
Okay.
think we-
Alright, again, I mean, as, and you might not know, cause I don't know if you've seen these, we have some public here, so just to explain, the process. The current zoning map, which we're making amendments to, is one thing, this is the future land use map. We're splitting out a current district into 2 districts. This will be included in the plan on as a map, but also be an action item to define those districts following the adoption of this plan. So that's kind of the game plan. And when, again, this will be adopted as a part of this plan, but when those districts are defined, this isn't like a one-time, you don't get another shot at this. Once those districts are defined, depending on how they're defined, some of this map may change, and that's okay.
The Drumheller Development District,
That-
we had discussed minimizing the number of split parcels. Is that represented in that map, or is that?
It is, we went through
Okay.
and, so they had like multiple splits, we removed all the splits on parcels that were smaller than, here, like if I really zoom in. A lot of these,
Those need to be changed.
yeah, some of them might have to be cleaned up, like you can see this little triangle parcel, it was
Yeah.
split, we ended up unsplitting it.
Okay,
But like this is one large parcel, this is one large parcel,
Okay.
so the large ones were still getting split. But like I think this is just a line that needs to be removed.
Put your cursor in that. Yes, those should not be their own. They have the same parcel number as,
Yeah, so there's a couple things that need to get cleaned up, our intention was to show the consultants, like, no, we don't want these large parcels to be. The large parcels are being split, but we don't, there was like, it almost looked, they drew 3 separate lines trying to determine where the split was, and then they go back and clean up the lines.
okay.
And so it was difficult for us to take a stab at what line to delete without talking to their GIS person.
On Stoll Road, the south side of Stoll Road is all DNR land between Upton and Peacock entirely. I don't believe that there's any privately owned agricultural land there.
GIS map. Yeah, we'll just have to go through and spot check that. Yeah, cause like this is least side screen.
And then the same thing on the southwest corner as well. I'm pretty sure that that is all,
Yeah, like, again,
DNR
I don't
owned.
know, like, you can see on this map here on the right side of my screen, this is just one big parcel. They're showing 10 different lines there, and so then when we were editing their map, right, like I was saying before, this gets a little wonky and technical, but we opened up the attribute table, and we just see a bunch of parcel numbers, and we code those parcel numbers as this district. And that's how like ArcGIS works, but yeah. I'm not sure why their layer has parcel numbers that don't exist in the base set we sent them.
yeah.
Historical parcels that were consolidated when purchased by the state?
Maybe like, are they working with an older set, and maybe that's why it's still not showing as DNR land? That could be like they're pulling from publicly available DNR data.
Yeah.
Again, though, like, you're right, Kate, like, obviously. So, we'll get, that's a good point, so.
Well, you got-
DNR parcel is, you know, was a topic of the conversation, was DNR ownership not being displayed directly on future land use map.
While you got this open, you slide back over to Chandler Road and Club Course Drive.
Yes.
Now, the new development on Club Course Drive out to Chandler, that's all been split into lots now. It's not shown on this map.
Yep,
Probably
Yeah.
should split that out since you
it
get,
is very recently split out,
oh, yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
over half of them are built on already.
Yeah, and I think the parcel map that we sent them is from the assessing data, so the most recent set would have been December 2024. So any split happened after that won't be displayed here.
Yeah.
As long as it's colored correctly, that's
is,
kind
it
of
is.
what matters.
yeah.
Can I speak out of turn? Is it possible to just remove the parcel lines? Because it looks like these are tax parcel lines.
You got it, you have to have one, not to engage with the audience, but you have to have one. Sorry.
The people who came and asked for a rezoning, like in the last
Off
6
of
months.
Chandler.
Of Chandler?
Yeah, if you.
Is that still the same as what they've asked for?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and actually it's expanded, like, cause they've almost created like a polka dotted effect over there now in the current zoning. So
Okay.
one of the amendments we're making even on our current zoning is just making it all medium.
did they pay to do that?
Yeah,
Oh, and they could've just waited and we would've just probably done it?
yeah, that's
Okay.
why people should be involved in this process. I think we told them that at the time.
Okay,
They wanted to move forward.
alright,
We were like, hey,
Fair
this
enough.
is coming up in cause I think at the time it was 2025, we're like, by 2027, we'll have a new map, like, that's 2 years from now.
okay, fair enough.
To this day, I'm still, like, I don't know, like, what the result was of that change either, cause the land use itself was single-family home, which was by right in both districts. Okay, again, we don't need like, if you see something, say something, we have, you know, you have plenty of time to email us back, they're gonna take, I'm sure, a week to start making changes on this, so, we'll be cleaning up our GIS files hopefully tomorrow afternoon and sending it to the applicants, or to the consultants. Thank you for the input.
Anybody got anything else for the zoning? Okay, let's move on then.
Okay, so the next item is, the fee schedule. So
Yep.
Charlie, I'll talk more, Charlie's gonna introduce himself in the report from planner, by the way, but he has fortunately or unfortunately got a crash course in the last couple of days of doing zoning verification letters with me. I don't know what's, the first year I worked here in 2021, we got one. The second year I worked here, we got 3. The third year I worked here, we got 6. And Now we just get like one a month, at least. And I just think it's becoming more standard practice in the banking industry for the exchange of commercial properties as part of the bank's due diligence, so it won't even be like the buyer or the seller themselves. It'll be the buyer's bank that will reach out to Lighthouse LLC or, what's another common one we get, like zoning professionals out of Chicago. And they will reach out to us and request a zoning verification letter. Now, for some properties, like if it's a single family home, which we don't see as much, take us 10 minutes, 20 minutes. For a commercial property like Somerset, which was one we did last month, Somerset was built over 15 years in 3 different phases. And there were phases that were presented and approved and then never built and then amended, and I'm sure John probably remembers the history better than I can explain. But those are highly complicated for us to like dive back in. We're literally getting out meeting minutes in the basement and like reading to see what happened.
Yep.
So I think the one we did, we just quickly calculated, it was for Noco Loft storage. I wanna say it was about 6 hours of Charlie's time, about
At least, yeah.
2 or 3 hours of my time, and then another probably like 4 hours of Madison's time. I mean, just wages alone, not even calculating benefits, we're subsidizing this commercial entity like hard at this point. So, in order to try to thread the needle between not punishing homeowners and not giving subsidies to giant corporations out of California, we're proposing to split the zoning verification letter into 2 separate fees, one for residential, one for commercial, keeping the residential fee at $100 and making the commercial fee a minimum of $250, which would be a $150 increase from what it currently is.
When you say minimum of 250, do you just mean?
Oh, well, $250, I'm sorry, thank you.
Do you think that's a representative number?
I think that would be a lowball number, that was like a break-even number.
Can you do it an hourly rate?
We could do an hourly rate, and we'd have to bill on the back end, but we can invoice, so,
I mean, you can do it and then tell them what it's gonna cost for you to give it to them, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or
Or
$250?
there's a minimum
Yeah,
and hourly.
Or like $250 plus a fee beyond 3 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, those are, what are you guys' sense, like, do we wanna move in that direction where we do kind of like a minimum and then an hourly fee on top of that?
Well, I mean, do you think $250 would average out to balance out the quick and easy ones versus the more labor intensive? Do you think that keeping in mind that the requests are increasing and changing,
Yeah,
but also there's only so many commercial properties, like, so many.
well, the problem is though, yeah, like you would think, the problem is like the villages change hands yearly. Every year they're gonna want a zoning verification letter.
Then I would do it in a way that
Now-
you're sure to recoup your costs.
Now, as we do, like at least in my time here, like if I'm still here next year and I get another villages one, now that letter is gonna take no time at all, cause I already got the packet built, right? But, you know, if I leave and a new person's in here, like they're gonna have no idea, and it's gonna take them another 20 hours.
Oh my goodness.
How much variability is there between different?
It varies quite a bit, like newer developments are easier, older developments are far, far harder.
can you do it like you do the inspections, where you have an escrow fee?
We could set up escrow fee.
Say
wouldn't be a-
$250 minimum, and based on your evaluation, whether it's gonna take more than that much, the escrow fee is gonna be $500 more, you'll get back what we don't spend.
I don't, if I had to go through all the ways to do it, that's probably the easiest way on our end.
Okay.
The applicants will hate it, but
That's what they need, and we need to
could we
recoup our
set,
costs.
could we set an escrow, I would suggest then a $250 minimum with an escrow of $250. I don't foresee us breaking 500 at least in the
Yeah.
next year or two. And if we start breaking 500, we just come back.
Change escrow.
Yeah. And we can build an escrow for, we will define the terms of escrow and we can
Yeah.
bring that back and see what you guys think. Escrow is an easy way to do it though.
Yeah, I don't have any-
Escrows are easier than invoicing, because the problem with
Oh, yeah.
invoicing, like, we could withhold the information, of course, but then we're still like, now we're communicating back and forth, and then that too takes time.
We
Yeah.
wanna stop subsidizing.
Escrows are nice, cause you just pull from.
Well, we wanna be transparent about the hourly billing though.
Well, that's how we would have to set terms with the escrow.
We'd have,
Yeah.
right,
Let's just make it 500. Are we gonna, there might be some grumpy people, but, I mean, commercial entities,
There's only so many of them, so.
You can totally do that, I'm totally putting it out there for you guys.
well, it's just more rigmarole on your part to, then are you gonna account for billing, labor?
Yeah, like, we would, we'd have to count, like, you're right, like,
Yeah, it's a lot more
Every
work.
15 minutes.
it's all paperwork. Doing flat fees are easiest, and like getting the money up front is easiest, for sure.
I
right,
would say just
correct.
do 600, then you're covered for a little while.
I'm gonna there's gotta be some great,
And they're
I can see,
they're commercial entities.
I can see
$600
500,
is
I feel like we're
nothing.
getting, after we get after 500, like we're getting high.
Okay, then 500.
500.
Sounds good to me.
That's my recommendation, you guys can do whatever you want.
I think it's a nominal fee for a commercial entity.
I agree, but I'm trying to be balanced too.
If you feel bad, just don't charge the full 500 bucks.
I would never not charge what the fee schedule says. Just to be clear.
That's a good move.
Do you need action on this?
You guys can do whatever you
Yes.
want, I can bring it back with the edit, or you can say we approve with edits, and I can get it to the board.
Move to approve with edits,
Support.
changing commercial to 500.
Yep. Support?
Okay, let's do a roll call vote.
Okay. Let me get my little sheet, just so I got it marked.
Go ahead whenever you're
Charlie,
ready,
I will
Miles.
tell you after this how to like format a roll call on the minutes, so you don't worry about that right now. Okay. Vice Chair Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Kramer,
Yes,
Chair Reich,
Yes,
Trustee Hagerman,
Yes?
Commissioner Severie,
Yes.
Commissioner Amergy,
Yes.
Commissioner Folter.
Yes,
unanimous.
Thank
Great.
you. And we'll get this next board meeting.
Put that on the board next board meeting.
Yes.
Good. That'll be in your bailiwick, Kate.
I don't think the board will scoff at us, not
I-
subsidizing corporate entities.
No, I feel that the feedback you get is the fees should be higher.
Well, I
That's good that we're
honestly-
starting at 5.
I don't think we should be subsidizing corporations, that's my problem.
I obviously agree, I mean, I think we update our fee schedule more than any department, for sure.
Well-
Because I just want to, the market changes all the time, like, it's very,
Yep.
like, the review fees we get from our engineering firm change monthly. I'm like, why aren't we changing monthly? Okay, report from planner chair?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so, I'll let, Charlie speak for himself here in a second. Before I kick it over to him, I just wanna let you guys know, next meeting, it's the 23rd, it's a Tuesday, 6 o'clock, this room. We will not note it, so I'll send out an email just to confirm with everyone, so it's on your calendar, but we're not gonna hold a planning commission meeting, so to speak. We will be holding an open house for the comprehensive plan. As we were talking tonight, the consultants were drawing up a flyer and then a more legal notice to put out. So we'll put out our legal notice to our legal areas, like the newspaper. I'll get that out by 10 in the morning tomorrow, so it should be in this Sunday's paper. And we will also, I'll work with Taylor, get it on Facebook, we've got an interested party email list. We'll print out some flyers and hang them up at Spags, wherever, you know, all the places we usually do, where people hopefully will look at them. And then, you know, we'll get in from the library, we'll have them put on their Friends of Park Lake, usually like to post our stuff too, so
Yep.
we'll get it in front of as many people as possible.
Yep.
Any ideas anyone has, we'll also get it out there.
And that's at 6?
It's at 6, yeah, same time as always.
And they'll have access to the information
Who will have access to what?
for the open house.
they'll, will the interested parties be able to go in and get the packet, at least
There
us?
won't be, no, it'll be
There
like an
won't be a
open house,
packet,
like
I
you'll
don't
come
think.
here and you'll like see what's going on.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think it will be like, if we put something on documents on demand, I'd have to talk to Taylor how to do that.
You're just gonna do like the other meetings where we have the documents here and they can come in and,
It'll kind of be like the kickoff meeting, where
Okay.
you came here and there was stuff going on.
And is
Good.
the document still going to be open for any further revisions, or is it gonna be considered done?
No,
No,
it'll be,
It'll
there'll
still
be
be-
more
okay.
opportunities for more revisions.
Right.
Okay.
This is more just like, it's kinda getting in that stage where like, it's coming together, and so this is a good time to like check in with the public. This isn't like it's done.
Okay,
But it will be a planning commission meeting.
No, it'll be like the kickoff meeting, it's a meeting, a township meeting, it's an ad hoc meeting. There won't be minutes, there won't be an agenda.
So do we need to cancel the
We
sched-
will,
the planning commission meeting
it was,
scheduled for that
it was a
date?
special meeting, so you don't have to take a vote on it, it can be canceled administratively, but no, thank you.
But I would expect everybody on the planning commission to attend the meeting at some point in time for a considerable period of time. I don't
is
know
there
that
gonna
we're-
be snacks?
I plan on bringing snacks, if they don't let me bring snacks, I will go to Sam's Club and I will buy snacks. Snacks are big,
We should have
I will
pizza
also
catered.
buy drinks, and non-alcoholic drinks to be
Of
specific.
course.
Yes. Please don't buy them with your own money.
I will get them here one way or another.
Well, if you need to, let me know and
No,
I'll,
we're good, no, I'm sure they'll be accommodating, they've let me buy food in the past, I think I can squeeze it. Okay, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna turn over, this is our new intern, Charlie, tell us about yourself.
yep,
Glad I could meet all of you. I'm Charlie. I'm recently graduated from Michigan State with my degree in urban and regional planning. I've just been looking for something to contribute to, the betterment of planning and increase my knowledge on planning before I move forward with my career. So I'm really happy to be here, happy to be helping Miles with various projects, and I think it has a really good scope of different things. We've already done a lot of different things, so yeah, just glad to meet all of you guys, and if you ever need anything from us, obviously you can contact me as well as Miles.
Yeah, and Charlie came very highly recommended from several different planning departments, actually, that he worked with on various school projects at Sterling Heights,
Yep.
comes to mind. Yeah, so he's been a good fit so far, and we're doing a bunch of random stuff, and I'm sure every day you're like, what'd I get myself into? But
Charlie, where are you from?
Royal Oak,
Okay.
yeah.
What is your most favorite aspect of planning?
I really
What
like-
gets you excited and out of bed in the morning when it comes to planning?
Breakfast.
Yeah, I like, just, let's see. Making changes that people might not even notice that change their behaviors, so like, this idea of like complete streets, like if you build these, people will use them without even realizing that someone thought about that and tried to encourage their behavior in that way.
The long-term health benefits related to that?
Yeah, so like sustainability, environmentalism, all that good stuff,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, welcome.
yeah, welcome here, nice
Thank
to have you here.
We are a pain in the ass, but you will learn.
Not so far.
You will learn mostly from Miles, because he's amazing as a mentor. He has a great
Yeah.
track record for interns.
Yes.
And he's widely respected. We had a meeting where multiple people throughout the county came and said that he was the best planner in Clinton County, if not the Tri-County region.
I don't know if the bar's super high though. Hey, also, on the note though, that reminds me of, the track record with interns. Ally said it was cool if I shared, but she did end up getting a job with ITC, which I think it's in like the real estate acquisition department, so,
Really?
yeah,
Interesting.
it's a great job. Obviously, anything energy related is great, and so we're super happy for Ally.
Yeah, that's great. So are you planning on going to graduate school?
Not right now, really just looking to get more experience in the field. So,
Okay.
maybe grad school later, but, right now I'm just eager to, be out here and working on real projects.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah,
Good.
Bath is a dynamic, exciting place.
Yeah,
a lot of different angles we've covered already,
yep,
so,
good. Well, thank you.
yep.
Thank you, guys.
Their public will leave temporarily or permanently?
I think temporarily.
Mr. Bethel.
Well, some recommendations, Charlie. The library, you should go visit, it's the Bath Public Library. In the very back, there's a little section of books on the history of Bath. And there's one book in particular called the Blue Book. I'll give you history from the beginning up to like 1976. And then the Bath School Museum,
Yeah,
if you have a chance, visit that.
okay, yeah, I've been meaning to go there, haven't been there.
You'll have a deeper insight into many of the underlying motivations for a lot of our discussions.
Yeah, okay, I'll check that out.
And reach out to Kate and ask
Yep.
for her husband to give a tour.
We're open on Saturdays for the summer.
Wait, why is that? Does your husband,
He's on the museum committee,
oh, gotcha, okay, I see.
but the museum is open on Saturdays
Oh,
throughout the
okay,
summer.
Yeah,
so.
Is the documentary ever gonna become widely available?
Yes, yes, it
That
is.
would, that's a
Um,
very fascinating thing to watch.
The museum will be showing it again as part of our centennial commemoration events.
Oh,
And, I don't know, I can't say with 100% confidence, but I believe it is in the process of being picked up and distributed.
Alright.
When is the
Worldwide.
centennial?
May of 2027.
The documentary is actually way out of quality than you would think, like,
Yeah,
it's
it was-
very professional.
Yeah, it was
It
really
Well, I
well
was like,
done.
Also-
I didn't think
also
it was
by
gonna
a
be bad, but I was like
MSU
legitimately
grad.
like blown away. I was like, whoa, this is like
Yeah.
production level quality.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
very well done,
Well, it is done by a professional film
Yeah,
studio, so,
yeah,
film production company.
right.
But yes, it started off as a school project, honestly, when, the producer was at MSU. He came across the story and just made a small film about it, and then, just kept going back to it, and eventually they decided to make a full-scale documentary out of it and put in the time and the resources, and now it's about, I think all in, you're about 3.5-ish hours. It's got 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I was on Wikipedia and I saw that, like, the last survivor of it, Super Centurion, like 114
Yeah, she's like
years old,
114.
just died a couple years ago.
yeah, yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Public comment?
Sir, we take
Yeah,
public
I'll-
comments,
I got a couple things. but-
absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
Tim Beloshik, Upton Road. One is, I'm here because I can't hear you guys. I watch all of the meetings,
Oh, okay.
but it's like, you guys need to lean forward, move the mics, you know, do something. But it's the way we communicate,
Yeah.
right? And it's really, really important. And that kind of relates to this, and I lied. I don't think that this is a zoning map at all. I made that brief outburst at the beginning. It's a draft of a future land use map.
Right,
That's what the title is.
that's correct.
But when I look at it, it looks like a plate of spaghetti and a plate of Mexican food got accidentally spilled on the page. I mean, it's a little heavy on, I mean, if you're colorblind, forget it, right? And the other thing I would notice is really, I've always only seen 4 things on any kind of map like this. Rural, residential, commercial, and industrial. And some variations of those, you know, right? There's gonna be, there's no commercial or industrial on here. And what's the difference between the blue development and the dark blue high-density development? I mean, is one commercial, might one be industrial, you know, it's kind of, how are we communicating this, and what are we communicating? And the feedback that we're getting on the whole overall plan on how we get people to respond, right, we have, the place on the golf course is fantastic, right? Where everybody should retire, or whatever that comment was, because I couldn't quite hear it, there was something earlier, right, about
Desirable place to live.
desirable place to live, yeah, exceptional or whatever that was, right?
Yeah.
Well, and we're only getting 400 respondents, and they're all over 65, right, or all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then Miles, you just said, well, we're gonna have this great open house, which I find awesome.
Yeah.
But putting a sign up at Spags, I don't know, it's a good way, and I'm going like, oh, well, now I know why nobody responds to the surveys.
Well, just to be clear, I mean, we'll put it in the newspaper, we'll put it on
Yeah, I
Facebook,
mean, the
and,
required areas, sure, but I mean, obviously,
no, definitely way more, the required areas is nowhere.
Oh, yeah, I'm going like,
Yeah.
I don't know who gets a newspaper anymore. That type of thing. So somehow the quality of how we communicate to the majority of our residents, I don't know how that will happen. I'm just saying that I don't think it is because of the responses of our surveys,
Yeah,
for one.
I'm open, I mean,
Yeah.
any ideas, let us know.
Yeah. And we could talk about that, that's a whole different
Okay.
subject, so.
Dan, please reach out if you think of ideas, though,
I
we're
got
trying
I got a
to
couple ideas, so I
brainstorm.
can throw them out, but this.
That'd be great.
So, thank you very much, I appreciate it. I
Well-
appreciate your work, you guys, just.
Can I reply?
Absolutely, you can reply. I love dialogue.
So I'll address many of the issues that you brought up, Mr. Volushik. The technology here should have been updated 5, 6 years ago. The board then commissioned or requested that the communications director of the township research new equipment. This is the equipment that resulted from that. And so you are not alone in the dissatisfaction with the quality of the equipment. It can be improved. There can be different mics, but for whatever reason, there isn't interest in that department to ensure that this communication medium is adequate.
So the responsibility would then be on you with the equipment we're limited to.
Well, there's two parts, right? So I can obviously move this closer and talk to this, but, you know, we spend a lot of time here, and sometimes it can be uncomfortable sitting in a hard chair and all that kind of stuff. And so there can be improvements there.
Just the speaking part, just you have to like train yourself to be conscious, so when you have an input,
Yes,
make
or,
it clear, make it clear communicative.
yes, or we could have mic lapels that are much more sensitive to pick up. So in terms of the spaghetti map, you know, the density and high density, they're two different zoning districts, and, you know, you can see that within the code of ordinances. And so, and there's specific restrictions and use by rights within those two districts. I think the essential point that you brought out was, what is land use, right? Is it how we actually use it, and should the terms be related to how we use it, industrial?
Does this overlay on the zoning map correctly?
Yeah, so, but we've discussed that at several different times in terms of should the future land use map use the same zoning districts as the zoning map, or should they be more commonly labeled land uses, like farming, you know, industrial? And so I think we opted to align the two maps between the current zoning map and the future land use map, but it's, I mean, there's no reason why we can't have three maps, right? You know,
Well, and technically, just, so, in all the previous plans in Bath Township, you guys have had two maps. You've had a current zoning map, and this is not unique to Bath. In the state law, the Planning and Enabling Act actually requires two maps. The current zoning map and the future land use map. One map that Bath has never had, which will be a part of this plan, is your current land use map. So that will kind of show like, how is the land actually being used, to your point? And then, you know, decisions over time can be made, are we aligning with these uses? But there, with zoning, like, zoning's complicated, and like, I'm in that world and you guys are in that world, so like, it makes a lot of sense to us, but like, I talk to even like my friends about zoning, and they're like, no, I mean, just glaze over, you know? And so, but that doesn't mean it's not still on us to try to communicate things the best way we can, so your feedback's appreciated, and I'm always trying to do that.
and then one other response in terms of survey feedback. I've been on the planning commission since 2016, and I have been, part of what I do professionally is survey work and community outreach and stuff like that. I have been harping on the township to do a better job, and it's always an ongoing conversation. And this is something where resources need to be spent in order to meet people where they're at. And so, direct mail communications, flyers, those things cost money. And so I think while I would love to see a $20,000 communication plan that would, ensure that everyone has clear insight, that here is a survey, here's a choice, you can take it online, but if you don't have internet access or not comfortable with that, here's a paper copy. We'll ensure that both get compiled. In reality, I mean, you gotta be judicious. After the pandemic, what we see across the board is survey response rates have just taken a giant dump. And so we see at the university, easily prior to the pandemic, 30% response rates for just cross-community surveys. That's down to 3 to 10%. And so it's a giant issue. It doesn't solve the issue that I think what you're advocating for is that we are a board of the community, and we need to have clear communication with our community. And we have lots of room for growth for that.
Tim, would you mind spelling your last name, please?
Sure. VOLOVSEK.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thanks for your input. Anything else? Kate, you got anything you want to share with us?
I was just gonna share, I didn't bring my notes with me, but, the daycare project was approved.
Yep.
And there were no community members who came and spoke about it one way or the other at the meeting. I did drive over there, and it is weird. The driveway setup is awkward
Yes, it is.
there. Not, if you were to go past the daycare driveway, then you'd have to turn around in someone else's driveway. You're literally your only option. But other than that, there were no questions or concerns, and it moved through fairly smoothly.
And we did get them in touch with the road commission. They're starting the process.
Yeah. And the Board of Trustees is going to do a training day in July on the subject of pilots, since we've gotten 3 pilot applications in the last 6 or so months, just to educate us on that, as well as data centers. So we're gonna have, I think maybe it's a 3-hour training session on that, just as those topics, those current topics, so we can make sure that we are educated, should we need to be, if these become more.
So the training sessions are for trustees, but not planning
I
commissioner
believe it's a
members?
public meeting, it's like a work session, so the public is welcome to come, but the public, I don't believe, would participate in it. You could come as an observer, there would be a public comment period, but it would really be,
So the individuals the board has entrusted with planning isn't actively invited to the training on planning?
I mean, I could ask about that, it does make sense.
No, I don't
Sure.
think it makes sense at all.
Do you want me to ask?
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you should. What date is the meeting?
I think it is July.
Because don't we have draft data language on high-intensity infrastructure use districts?
We've got some proposed, yes.
We've presented ordinance language that would handle zoning and.
And I'm still of the opinion that needs to move forward, and that's why but yeah, it's coming back to you guys, no doubt.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have the date
Shifted.
right offhand, I can look and let you know.
Did you say the 28th?
Would
Not sure.
meet buffers.
I know we submitted
That's
twice.
the Drum Hill.
We had to do the poll of
Yeah.
possible
Oh, yeah.
dates, so I don't know if they ended up, doesn't look like they ended up actually finalizing a date. So I will
That's right.
look,
Looks like you probably have time to get back with us.
Should we have-
yeah.
Should we have made a comment, Kate, for July then?
should we say just coming soon?
Well, it is going to be in July sometime, because that was, it's the date choices.
Okay,
But I don't see that it was actually finalized.
okay.
Do you think it'll be after the July Planning Commission meeting or before?
I don't know.
You don't know at this point, okay. Would you know, do you think by the next, the
I
public
should
meeting?
hopefully know by Monday.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I think your point's well taken. We should all be attending.
I mean, it seems like we should be on the same page, like,
Well, yeah, it's only make good sense that
We hear the same.
we'd all get the same information, get the same input, and,
Yeah.
yeah. Because we're actually the original decision makers.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And no reason to have to do it twice if we also wanted, the planning commission wanted some similar training, so that makes sense. And that was all I had.
You only got 2 things on your list?
I only had 2 things on my
Okay.
list,
You wanna
unless
give
you
us
think
a
there's
update
something that
on
I
the-
forgot.
No,
The
for sure.
millage?
I just want to make sure for a minute's sake.
The township has decided to partner with a firm to put together some information regarding the August millage. There will be some stuff that's mailed out, as well as, information presented online.
so the board has elected to move forward with the millage request?
Yes, and I guess that maybe I missed telling you guys that? I felt like I did tell you that.
But to what degree is that still being discussed?
The information campaign or the millage?
The millage, like, do you know, like, point X millage?
We decided to go to the full restoration at 5%,
Okay,
or 5 mil, sorry.
that's interesting.
Could you,
It was actually Al, surprisingly, who said, if you're gonna do it, just do it. Don't do a little bit here, and 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 a little bit here. He said, if you're gonna ask for it, ask for it.
could you tell the public what the millage is about?
It is basically a Headley override, so you get your 5 mils that are allowed statutorily, and then as property tax values change over time, that amount gets rolled back. And so we're down at 3 point something right now. And so in order to get it back to 5, it requires a public vote. The county does it fairly often, as we were looking at some historical data that Beth provided us. Some of the county entities, they ask to restore it back to 5
Every couple of years,
every couple of years.
so it's a small adjustment.
So it is that small adjustment back to 5. Bath Township has never asked to restore it back to 5 since this process started in the late 70s,
Since
so.
this township incorporated
Right.
into a charter township, because just to be clear, when you incorporate into a charter township, just like when you, so like, when you incorporate into a charter township, you start at your base of 5 mils, just like when a city incorporates, they start at your base of 15 mils.
Didn't we just raise our taxes last year?
There was a
It
millage
was-
increase to the safety millage.
2 years ago for public safety.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, the board knew at the time that that increase wasn't going to be enough to cover the public safety deficit that it draws out of the general fund balance. But also, this money increasing the millage, the public safety will still draw from that, but, this is just general fund millage, so it can be used for anything. It isn't specifically earmarked public safety.
So reading the police blotter, the weekly police blotter, it seems like we can just replace a bunch of police officers with noise complaints, respondents.
I suspect they probably do more than that, but
Oh, okay.
One thing, I was at that meeting when you approved this.
yes,
One critical thing, I think that when they sell this, because I mentioned at the meeting, this is a 41% increase.
it is a
But that- but that's
41%
a
increase to that rate value, but that does
Right.
not equate to just a 41% increase to your property tax
Right,
value
I
that you
understand
pay,
that,
and
but they gotta
so,
make that very clear in their stuff, because somebody can say, well, this is a 41% increase. But if you take a look at your whole taxes, I don't know if it's a 5% increase or what it is, but somebody
Right.
needs to figure that out. Because 41% is gonna scare people,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
but it's not 41%.
right, and
taxes.
they very typically, and I think even the, millage language that goes on the ballot has to say, for a $200,000 home or $100,000 assessed property, this would equate to an increase of
Yep.
$180 annually or something along those lines that puts it into actual dollar
Yep.
numbers. When you look at your property tax bill, I mean, what the township gets is actually a small part of that.
Very small.
There's the public safety millage, there's, school districts, depending on which school district you're in, so there's a lot of factors that go in. So this is an increase, but just to that one line item for the township.
County's 30%.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
county
the
gets more
county,
than we do, I
yeah.
think.
The county gets more than we do.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
county asks, they ask for the rollback every 2 years, so.
Smart on them.
So as,
Yeah.
as part of the deliberations for that, were there any cuts that were made?
Well, we just made a very large restructuring to MERS, to the pension system, and changed from a defined benefit to a defined contribution, which is a pretty substantial change. And it did cost some money up front to do that, so there were definitely some upfront, out-of-pocket costs, so to speak. But long-term, it will definitely be a savings, not only for the township, but also for the employees who were paying pretty significantly out of their paychecks to fund that. So, we also made some changes to the benefit plan at the beginning of the year. So we have made, definitely some changes in restructuring of, some pretty big ticket financial items.
Any considerations of selling township land that's unused and vacant?
You could, but that's a one-time inflow of cash, and when you're spending out of your fund balance every single year, that can help to solve it one time. I don't think that's a long-term solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else they wanted?
Did you try to move to planning commissioner comments?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was trying to go to, Miles, yeah. If anybody's got anything they wanna talk about.
Just one comment I forgot to mention during the discussion of this, I noticed in the transportation part, there is a section there, which I'm glad is there, where it recommends we work with the county road commission on getting a truck route map done. That's in here, so that's good.
Okay.
Just an FYI for everybody, Meadowbrook West put in their first foundation, so they're starting to build into that neighborhood.
Good.
The lights went up and the gas lines went in and the foundation got poured.
Oh, good, good. Now,
I just want to voice my appreciation for the planning staff, for what we see that they do, as well as what we don't see that they do. Yada, yada, all the things that George says every week. But in addition to that, Miles is very modest about how much work he puts in. But one of the things that he helped the fire department do recently, if you don't mind me sharing.
Thanks for shouting out.
Is he used his expertise in grant writing, to help them apply for a grant. And so, I helped in a very small, tiny little bit, but
Big
part
shout
of,
out to you too.
but part of that is, the lift is much heavier. He was asked to do a bunch of mapping and data analysis as part of it. And people who don't do that don't understand how much work that can be and how much technical expertise it takes, so.
Thankful to you, thankful to the interns, huge team effort.
Again, modesty.
Anybody else got any comments they'd like to make?
I echo
Go ahead,
that.
George.
Also, we had, some comments about the communication too, that's always been a problem, communication. You know, we used to have like the Bat to Wit review, we were able to, reach out to everybody all the time. And then, now we don't. So every once in a while, we'll have a meeting somewhere and they're like, you're not communicating, but we are definitely trying to communicate. It's just every time we have that meeting, I also say, if you have an idea, we'd be happy to hear it. So, you know, a shout out to the public, if you have an idea that we're not doing, I'm sure we, you know, if we could financially afford it, we would definitely try to do it.
Yeah, and on that point too, real quick, I forgot about the Friday report. If you're not
Yeah.
getting the email blast of the Friday report, get on that. This will be included in the Friday reports as well, this upcoming
Yeah.
open house.
How do people know about that? Because I get that, but how do people know that
I
even
think that's
exists?
only an internal email. I think you have to be on a committee or a commission or employed.
It's more than,
Yeah, it's more
Yeah,
than
because a
that.
lot of the senior center
I
members
know
get
the-
it, they're not like on the
Okay,
advisory.
because I asked about it and that's what I was told.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's what Brenda told me,
That'd be a good way to communicate with everybody. Just
right?
putting the list together would take some time, but once they build that,
No, maybe that's what Brenda said, but
Yeah.
I'll confirm that. I'll
I
Okay.
thought it was public.
like this latest one that went out, had a lot of detail on what's gonna happen on Chandler Road.
Yeah, so I'm saying they would have put all that in there.
And my
Just
wife
committee
gets it, so
permitted.
I know the public can
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, but maybe Brenda was just mistaken.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
or they changed policies when they did away with
But
committees.
then they wouldn't have, the people are still get, like, random people will come up to me and be like, saw this in the Friday report. I'm like,
Yeah,
Non-conforming receipt.
Well, welcome, Charlie.
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Move to adjourn.
For a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, it's 7:43.